If you're finding it difficult in trading news, or if anytime you set your setup and they release any news, price will just eat your stop loss and go in your direction, then this particular video is for you. Now, I will not say it's your fault, Sha, but you are trying to trade it the wrong way. You're trying to trade the forex news the wrong way. In this video, I break down everything you need to know about news, the how high impact news change the market, why your daily setup fails during news, the trap in which they use in trapping retail traders. I also talk about the spread and hidden killer, something that me and you don't even know about. It took me deep research to find out something like that. You understand? And again, the timing that most trader does. With again, what smart trader do instead. I broke down everything in this particular video, section by section and step by step. Okay, so watch to the end of this video so that you can be able to come out in flying colors. Now, what traders don't really understand about news. You see, most traders think that their setup failed, but in reality, the market condition just changed. Now, there are two types of traders when it comes to news: those trading before the news release and those trading after the news release. Anybody trading before the news release is a gambler or a professional in the game. You understand? And the win rate is almost 50-50. 50-50, that's the win rate. But if you are trading after the news, the win rate is as high as 95%, because price is going to fill up the 50% of any spike it's created. You understand? So let's dive into the video. Now, I'm going to talk about how high impact news change the market. First of all, you need to know the app that you're going to be using if you need to study the news, or if you need to know when any news is gonna be released. You understand? So we're going to be using our forexfactory.com. Just go to your browser, your phone, your iOS, your laptop, and you search for forexfactory.com/calendar. You'll see something like this. Okay, so some of you guys already know how to set it, some of you guys don't know how to set it. But if you want to set it like this, now you can see you are going to come to this particular side where they say filter. You understand? First of all, let's explain all this. Let's go to this filter. Now you can see the expected impact. This white particular box shows that that particular news is not that strong. For example, all these are news, all these are forex factory news that's gonna be released. All these are news, you understand? So this box shows that this particular news is strong, but not that strong enough. The yellow one shows that it is strong, but not to compare to this particular box, this particular color. You understand? Then this particular white one shows that that is not even a news. That in fact that is just a wasted effort, because it does not even apply. You can see something like that during holidays. You can see it during holidays, during holidays. So now this red one shows you an high impact news, a very high impact news that moves the market. But not all news that has this red color are always high impact. You understand? I'm going to show you everything here. Okay, so first of all, let's do our filtering. If you want to filter it out, you need to filter this out, take this out, take this out, take this out. You understand? Then you click on apply filter. Now you're going to see only the red ones. Now those red ones shows that this particular news that has been listed here are highly impacted, which means they can move the market. You understand? They can move the market. First of all, we have card and GDP news. We have this particular one, Gov barely speaks. I don't know. I think this is a highly potential man in UK. Yeah, because this is GBP in UK. USD, the Fed chairman. I think that's your good afternoon or good night. Yeah, that's the Fed chairman. Our last Fed chairman was, I think, Chapoel, but now we have a new Fed chairman. So this one is the ISM manufacturing PMI, the one I said already, the PMI. This moved the market, but not that much. I don't know what is this. This does not move anything. Now we have the almighty. Okay, this is not. Yeah, this is NFP. We have the almighty NFP, non-farm payment rule. That's the almighty NFP. You have our own employment rate and so on and so forth. So now the news that the particular ones that we are going to be focusing on, this thing I'm going to call them out, is NFP, PMI, PPI, CPI, and FOMC with inflation rate. This news. These are only the particular news that you are going to be focusing on. They're always highly impacted. Let's put this to a 1 month interval. From this month down to this month, for the month of June, you can all see all of them here. For the month of June, this is the PMI. Yeah, it moved the market. NFP. Okay, this is no NFP. These are NFP here. This employment change, employment rate. Those, yeah, they move the market, but not that valid. You understand? Not that valid and strong. This is core CPI. The CPI I told you guys about is this particular one, not this core CPI anything. It's this particular one, but all of them are all released in the same time. You understand? This is PPI. Look at the main PPI, but this one is just Jara. This also moved the market for GDP. This GDP also moved the market for GBP pounds, and so on and so forth. So after knowing which particular news and how to set this, I'm going to show you guys how to trade them. You understand? How you can be able to fix it in your daily setups. Okay, why your daily setup fails and why after doing your analysis, price is going to hit your stop loss when the news is being released. Now, first of all, as I said earlier, you don't need to be trading the news. All you need to do is to wait after the news has been released, then you can be able to trade it. It takes only professionals to be able to predict if this is going up or not. It takes only professionals. Yes, I taught you guys how to trade fundamentals. I think that's the first video I ever dropped in this YouTube channel. If you go down to my old video, just click on that oldest. You'll see where I taught about how to step-by-step guide on how to trade fundamental analysis. I taught you guys everything inside that fundamental analysis, how to be able to predict this particular move. But now this move was caused by NFP. So but now I'm going to teach you guys how to trade after the news. We are not predicting anything. Predicting before the news is just like 50-50. That's why after setting your setup before the news, price might take you out in water. So now we are going to talk about the present. That means after the news. That's what I mean. After the news, what are we always looking for? Now you remember what I talked about liquidity void and liquidity pool. What happens? Price was moving gently. All of a sudden, price start dropping. After that, price is going to try to fill up at least the 50% of it. Go and look at any liquidity pool minus news. This is the liquidity pool. 50% of it was being filled up. Liquidity pool. 50% of it was being filled up. All these movements, liquidity void, all of a sudden price will start spiking up. At least 50% of them are being filled up. You understand? So how are you going to position yourself? If you look at this particular man here, this is caused by NFP. How are we going to position ourselves in this particular trade? After this particular move, we are expecting price to sell. That is just it, so that price can be able to cover the 50%. That is just it. There is nothing else. This after the whole spiking of the thing, keep on spiking up. What are you expecting? Expecting to come down and cover the 50% of it, chicken. So how are you going to position yourself in that? Just you go down to your 5-minute time frame or your 1 minute time frame, and you look for your change of character. Very important, change of character. Look for your change of character. If there's no change of character, do not trade. Or you go down to your 1 minute time frame. 1 minute might be my have a very clear movement of the market. Okay, you can see it here. So in a 1 minute time frame, this was the movement. All of a sudden, this was the NFP. Price starts pumping up, pumping up, pumping up, pumping up, pumping up, pumping up, pumping up. Then, as a smart trader, you wait for a change of character to the downside. Where's that change of character? This is it here. From here to here, is that change of character to the downside. You mark at the FVG. That's our entry. Our entry from this FVG. Our SS should be below this particular other block there. That's how our SS should be. Now, if you want to use the model 1 entry, you can see the model 1 entry was also applied in this particular place. If you want to use the model 1, let me show you this particular one first. So as you can see, you aim for a 1:2. Even though you aim for a 1:3, you are still profitable. You are still profitable. Even though you go for the middle of it, you are still profitable. 1:5, you are still profitable. That is just it. As easy as that. So if you want to trade the model 1 entry in this particular scenario, you can see them as we thought about model 1. This was the candlestick that causes the sweep. This of our sweep of I. This is the candlestick that causes that particular sweep. It purges it, and all you need to do is mark the low. That is our model 1. Wait for a break. This was our break here, and this was our retest to that model 1 entry. And then we place our entry here. And do what? After placing our entry here, our SS should be below here or above there. Then we aim for a 1:2 or 1:3. As simple as that. Even though you want to trade order flow, you can still trade order flow. You can still trade order flow and you still be profitable. From order flow, if assuming price did not return and tap us here, price gave a change of character to the down, a break of structure to the downside. This is our FVG. You tap into from here, and all these movements, all these pools are yours to make from. So this is how to trade news that you will not be getting stopped out. Do you understand? Okay. The trap is that most traders will always want to predict it from here. That's why most traders want to predict it, but no, you can't predict it from here. Look at all this. It will wipe away your account self. Even with stop loss, you still lose that money. Yes, even with stop loss, you will lose. So please don't predict before the market. Wait. Okay? Wait after the news. Then you wait for a change of character to the downside. Any news, price must surely cover the 50%. So now under spread and slippage hidden killer, we have the broker widened spread. Now listen, some brokers their spread are too much. Okay, so if you want to choose a broker, choose an a-book broker. The spread is not always as much as other scam broker outside there. You understand? So secondly, if you have a very tight stop loss, then trading news in a very bad broker is gonna ruin your life, because during that particular those few seconds before that particular news is being released, if you watch it, maybe let me say 3 seconds before the release, this spread is to be too much. They will widen the spread very big and take so many people out before they will now take that particular market in its direction. You understand? So choose a very better broker. Okay, even if your analysis is correct, you are still going to lose because your spread is not in your favor, and again your broker is also not in your favor. So now, in a simple explanation, you don't lose because you were wrong, but you lose because of bad broker, and so many other hidden stuff. So under timing mistake most trader make. First of all, we have taking setup before the news. I said it earlier. If you are trading before the news, that is 50-50. That is gambling. You are gambling, okay? 50-50, except you're a professional in that particular aspect. You need to trade after the news, after waiting for a little confirmations, then you can be able to trade after the news, okay? Secondly, not checking the economic calendar. I thought you guys had to change the economic calendar in this video. I taught you guys everything. So if you're not checking it, if you're not checking the news, maybe say if you might just be trading and all of a sudden you see one spike, you don't know how it happened because you're not checking the calendar. Okay, so as a forex trader, every day you wake up in the morning, you need to check the forex factory calendar to be able to be in a safer side. Okay, yeah, I highlighted only three, but these are the three core important ones. We have so many others, but these are the three core important what smart trader do instead. That's what retail trader don't. Okay, so yeah, if you're a smart trader, first of all, avoid trading 30 minutes before the news and again 30 minutes after the news if there is no confirmation. Listen, 30 minutes before the news and 30 minutes after the news if there is no confirmation. If there's no confirmation applies to after the news, you understand, but anything before the news, run. Secondly, wait for the post news structure. Yes, because after the news then you're going to see a liquidity sweep. If there's a very long spike, then you start waiting for your break of structure, other stuff, you understand. But if there's no spike, then just know that that particular news is not volatile. It's not an high impact news. Then you can continue with your market structure trading. You understand? Okay. So now, thirdly, trade after the volatility settles. After the spike, because I think if you go to your NFP, you go to 1 minute time frame, you see a very long spike. Everything occurred after 1 minute. So let me say after like 5 minutes after the spike, then you'll be able to start looking for your change of character to the downside or neither to the upside to cover the 50% of that particular spike. Okay, guys, see you guys in the next 4 days. See you guys in the next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe, okay? If you have anything to say, drop it in the comment section.